Hey guys, welcome back to Polo TV. Today we're diving into the dark world of cybercrime to uncover the 10 most dangerous hackers in the world. We're talking about the masterminds who infiltrated impenetrable systems, stole millions, and wreaked havoc on the internet. These are the stories of their daring exploits, their incredible skills, and the impact they had on the world. Are you new in this video? Click subscribe and hit notification bell, so let's get started. Our first hacker is someone you might not expect. In the world of cybercrime, appearances can be incredibly deceiving. This is Kristina Svechinskaya, a Russian student who became known as the world's sexiest hacker. Her striking looks and seemingly innocent demeanor made her an unlikely suspect in the eyes of many. But don't let her looks fool you. Kristina was involved in a massive cybercrime ring. She was part of a sophisticated network of hackers who orchestrated one of the most notorious cyber heists in recent history. This group targeted banks across the United States using Trojan horses to steal account information. These malicious programs were designed to infiltrate banking systems, allowing the hackers to gain unauthorized access to sensitive data. They managed to get away with millions of dollars. The scale of their operation was staggering, and the financial impact was felt by countless individuals and institutions. Kristina's story is a reminder that looks can be deceiving, and anyone can be a hacker, no matter their background. Her case highlights the importance of cybersecurity and the need to remain vigilant against threats that can come from the most unexpected sources. Whether it's a seasoned cybercriminal or a seemingly harmless student, the digital world is full of surprises. So next time you think you can spot a hacker just by their appearance, think again. The world of hacking is as diverse as it is dangerous. The first juvenile cybercriminal. This story is about Jonathan James, a young hacker who made history for all the wrong reasons. At a very young age, he managed to infiltrate some of the most secure systems in the world. Known online as C0 Emerald, James became the first juvenile to be sentenced to prison for cybercrime in the United States. His actions shocked the nation and brought attention to the vulnerabilities in our digital infrastructure. He was only 16 years old. Despite his age, his skills were advanced enough to bypass sophisticated security measures. His crime, hacking into high-profile government systems, including NASA and the Defense Threat Reduction Agency's network. He accessed sensitive information, causing significant concern among federal agencies. James's case highlighted the growing problem of cybercrime among young people and the serious consequences that come with it. It served as a wake-up call for both law enforcement and parents, emphasizing the need for better cybersecurity education and awareness. The legal proceedings were intense, and the courtroom was filled with tension as the young hacker faced the consequences of his actions. His parents, visibly distressed, watched as their son was sentenced. This case also sparked a broader discussion on how to handle juvenile cybercriminals. Should they be treated as adults, or should there be a different approach, considering their age and potential for rehabilitation? In the aftermath, there was a push for more educational programs aimed at teaching young people about the ethical use of technology. Schools and communities began to implement initiatives to help prevent future incidents. Jonathan James's story is a cautionary tale. It reminds us of the power and responsibility that come with technological skills. While his actions were illegal and harmful, they also underscored the need for guidance and mentorship for young, talented individuals in the digital age. Today, his story serves as a lesson for aspiring hackers and a reminder of the importance of using one's talents for good. The digital world offers endless possibilities, but with it comes the need for ethical considerations and responsible behavior. The creator of the first computer worm. This one goes way back to the early days of the internet, a time when the digital world was still in its infancy and the concept of cybersecurity was barely on anyone's radar. Robert Tappan Morris, a graduate student at Cornell University, created what is widely considered to be the first computer worm. Morris was a bright and curious mind, deeply fascinated by the emerging world of computer networks. This self-replicating program, known as the Morris worm, was released in 1988 and quickly spread across the internet, infecting thousands of computers. The worm exploited vulnerabilities in Unix systems, allowing it to propagate rapidly and cause significant disruption. While Morris claimed he never intended to cause harm, His creation caused widespread disruption and highlighted the vulnerabilities of the growing internet. The incident was a wake-up call for the tech community, emphasizing the need for robust cybersecurity measures. The Morris worm not only disrupted computer networks, but also led to the first conviction under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act in the United States. Morris was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 400 hours of community service, and a fine of $10,050. This event marked a significant moment in the history of cybersecurity, illustrating the potential consequences of unchecked digital experimentation and the importance of ethical considerations in technology development. Next hacker is a legend, a name synonymous with cybercrime, Kevin Mitnick. This guy wasn't just hacking into systems, he was playing cat and mouse with the FBI, becoming their most wanted cybercriminal. Mitnick's story starts early. We're talking teenage years, already social engineering his way into phone systems. This was pre-internet, people. He was a pioneer. But things escalated. We're talking breaking into the North American Defense Command, stealing corporate secrets, basically making the digital world his playground. The FBI was on his tail, but Mitnick was always a step ahead, disappearing into the digital ether. It became a nationwide manhunt. This guy was public enemy number one in the world of cybersecurity. Years on the run, always one step ahead, Mitnick became a legend. His story is the ultimate hacker versus the feds, a real-life thriller. Eventually, the FBI caught up with him, but not without Mitnick teaching them a thing or two about cybersecurity along the way. Today, Mitnick has traded his black hat for a white one, working as a security consultant, using his powers for good. But his legacy as the FBI's most wanted hacker? That's cemented in cybersecurity history. Next up, we're heading into the cosmos. Well, digitally at least. Meet Gary McKinnon, the man who hacked NASA. That's right, NASA. McKinnon claimed he was looking for evidence of UFOs and free energy suppression, but what he did was no joke. We're talking 97 US military and NASA computers hacked, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Imagine the files this guy accessed, the secrets he might have uncovered. Was he really on a quest for truth, or was he just a curious hacker who got in way over his head? The US government wanted to extradite him, slap him with a 70-year sentence. They called him a serious threat to national security. But back in the UK, people saw him as a folk hero, a modern-day Robin Hood exposing government secrets. The debate raged on. Was he a dangerous criminal or a whistleblower? For years, McKinnon fought extradition, his case becoming a huge international controversy. It was a battle of David and Goliath, a lone hacker against the might of the US government. Finally, after a decade-long legal battle, McKinnon won. He stayed in the UK, avoiding extradition and a lengthy prison sentence. His case sparked a global conversation about hacking, government secrets, and the lengths we'll go to for the truth. Now let's talk about Adrian Lamo, the homeless hacker. This guy was living out of a backpack, hopping from city to city, all while hacking into some of the biggest companies in the world. We're talking Microsoft, Yahoo, the New York Times. Lamo infiltrated them all, exposing their vulnerabilities for the world to see. He wasn't after money or fame, he was driven by a sense of social justice, wanting to prove that even the most secure systems could be breached. Imagine being a company like Microsoft and finding out that a homeless guy armed with nothing but a laptop and a public Wi-Fi connection had waltzed through your defenses. Talk about embarrassing. But Lamo's story takes a wild turn when he stumbles upon something huge, evidence of classified information being leaked to WikiLeaks. The source, a young US Army intelligence analyst named Chelsea Manning. Torn between his hacker ethics and his conscience, Lamo makes a controversial decision. He reports Manning to the authorities. This decision would have massive repercussions, both for Manning, who would be sentenced to decades in prison, and for Lamo, who was ostracized by many in the hacker community. Adrian Lamo's story is a complex one, a reminder that in the world of hacking, the lines between right and wrong are often blurred. Hold on to your hats because we're going back in time to the early days of hacking, when dial-up modems were cutting edge and floppy disks were the storage device of choice. This is where we meet the masters of deception. one of the most notorious hacking groups of all time. These guys were the rock stars of the hacking world, a tight-knit crew with serious skills. They were breaking into phone systems, manipulating long-distance calling, basically controlling the communication lines. Imagine the power they had back then when the internet was in its infancy. They were digital pioneers, pushing the limits of technology and challenging the very notion of cybersecurity, but they weren't just messing around. The Masters of Deception had a rival, the Legion of Doom, another elite hacking group. These two groups were locked in a digital battle for supremacy, a real-life cyber war. Think epic pranks, daring hacks, and a constant game of one-upmanship. It was the Wild West of the internet, and these guys were the outlaws writing the rules. The Masters of Deception eventually disbanded, but their legend lived on, inspiring a new generation of hackers and forever etching their names in the annals of cybercrime history. Albert Gonzalez, the Sultan of Stolen Credit Cards. Get ready to dive into the dark world of cybercrime because we're talking about Albert Gonzalez, the mastermind behind the biggest credit card heist in history. This guy wasn't just some lone wolf hacker. He was the leader of a global cybercrime ring, a digital mastermind who orchestrated a theft of epic proportions. We're talking 170 million credit card numbers stolen, millions of dollars in fraudulent charges, a criminal enterprise that spanned multiple continents. Gonzalez's weapon of choice? SQL injection, a technique used to exploit vulnerabilities in websites and steal sensitive data. He was a master of this method, using it to infiltrate the systems of major corporations and snatch credit card information by the truckload. Imagine the sheer scale of this operation, the planning and coordination involved in moving that much stolen data. Gonzalez was running a digital empire, a criminal mastermind operating in the shadows of the internet. But like all empires, Gonzalez's eventually crumbled. He was arrested in 2008 and sentenced to 20 years in prison, a harsh reminder that even the most skilled cybercriminals can't outrun the law forever. His story is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the massive impact cybercrime can have on individuals, businesses, and the global economy. Onel de Guzman, the man who unleashed the I love you virus. Remember those chain emails people used to forward back in the day? Well, our next hacker took that concept to a whole new level, unleashing one of the most destructive computer viruses the world had ever seen. Meet Onel de Guzman, the creator of the I love you virus, a digital plague that spread like wildfire across the globe. It was May 2000, and people were receiving emails with the subject line, I love you. Who could resist opening that, right? But hidden inside this seemingly innocent message was a malicious code that wreaked havoc on computers worldwide. The virus spread like wildfire, infecting millions of machines, deleting files, stealing passwords, and causing billions of dollars in damage. It brought businesses to a standstill, crippled government systems, and left the world reeling from its impact. De Guzman claimed he never intended for the virus to cause so much damage, but the genie was out of the bottle. The I love you virus exposed the vulnerability of the internet, highlighting the devastating consequences of cyber attacks. It was a wake-up call for the world, a stark reminder that even a single piece of malicious code could have global repercussions. De Guzman's creation changed the landscape of cybersecurity forever, forcing governments and organizations to rethink their defenses and prioritize online security. So there you have it, the 10 most dangerous hackers in the world, legends of cybercrime who've left their mark on history. From stealing millions to exposing government secrets, these hackers have shown us the power and the peril of the digital age. Their stories are a reminder that the internet is a double-edged sword, a tool for good and a weapon for chaos. It's up to us to stay vigilant, to protect ourselves and our data from those who would seek to exploit it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the world's most intriguing topics. Stay safe online.